So now it's time to get into our new segment called Free Game. And as I said at the start of the show, Free Game is all about me giving you the advice from my time at West Ham United. Listen, I was there for over 10 plus years. And when it comes to this football life and walking it out, I know a lot about it. But just before we get into all of that, listen, we have our own ebook, something that I've written from my time in West Ham's Academy, where I've given you the step-by-step blueprint to help you guys build out your own plan towards becoming a professional footballer. Whether you're laying the foundation or you're in the middle of it trying to figure it out, or you're right at the end where you're about to produce the fruit, that ebook is going to make sure that it's going to help you, give you your step-by-step guide on how to go about this football life. If you're interested in it, make sure you click the link in the bio and make sure you grab your footballer's guide now. So my free game for this episode is going to be why this is the season where there is so many opportunities for young players to get out and really make a name for themselves. And this conversation came about just simply because of Rio Ngumoha and Max Dowman. When you look at their pre-season and what they had, the opportunities, listen, they were two players that put their name on the map. But then when you look at the rest of this season and you just look at football as a whole, where we are right now, it's the time for any young player to make their name, whether you guys are in the Premier League academies, whether you guys are, in the lower league academies, or you're even in non-league abroad, wherever you are, this is the time. And here's the reason why. Because number one, there are so many games in this season, right? Like football, the amount of games have gone up. And with that being said, the first team players are going to need rest. The second team sort of players, the ones that are on the bench, they're also going to need a rest, which means League Cups, which means FA Cups, which means other games are going to be happening. There is so much space for you guys to be able to make a name for yourself, right? On top of that, AFCON starts in December, which means all the African players are going to be gone from every level. When we're talking about these African countries, look at non-league players and withdraw them to go play in a competition too. So there are going to be absolutely free spaces for young players to be able to make their name for themselves. And not only that, you're going to be looking at the World Cup at the end of this season as well. So all these first team players are going to be looking for rest. All these first team players are going to be looking for, the recovery to be able to get their chances in these top level tournaments. As I said again, the amount of games, they're going to need that time to chill. If I'm a young player, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking to myself, this is my time. I need to take my training seriously. I need to take my routine seriously. Everything needs to be taken seriously. As I said, look at Rio, look at Max. They got their opportunity and they've taken it. And I'm telling you, when these games come up, they're going to be two players that's going to be looked at to be able to replace those spots while those players are gone. But when you look at even just non-league and you look at how the academy systems are built out now, these academy systems are so different to when I was playing. I wish I had this academy system, because when you look at it, it's all done in categories. And the lower categories, they're looking at non-league for young players. That's their system. That's how they produce players all the time, right? Like, I even think Millwall's has got loads of players from non-league as it is already. I'm talking young ones. So now when you look at that, non-league teams are now looking at that, this could be our business model. Our business model is get as young players as possible, produce them through our sort of academies in non-league, but they're under 18s or their reserve teams or their second teams, right? And then it's taking that and then it's saying, okay, we want to now sell these players to try to go to these higher leagues. If I'm a young player in non-league right now, that's what I'm looking at. When you then look at these League Ones, League Twos, so many players at Bournemouth and all these, they're looking at you to come in, right? If I'm abroad and I'm a young player out there, I'm like, the Premier League is open right now, right? As I said, Europa League Conference, Europa League, Champions League, there are so many games this season, the tournaments that's happening this season. This is the time. So here's the game. Make sure you get yourself a plan, make sure you get yourself a routine, and make sure you have a goal. Make sure that your goal is to obviously make your name for yourself this year. But most importantly, don't just look at the goal, create the systems behind to make that goal happen. Look at the calendar. Look at where those games are going to be played. Where could you fit in? Where could you not? Start having the conversations with the manager to say, hey, like, I'm looking to perform and play. As I said, non-league, they're playing in the FA Vase Cup. They're playing also in the FA Cup. When you look at the League Ones, League Twos, they're playing in the Johnson's Paint Trophy. I don't know if that's what it's called anymore. It might be changed. However, you can tell I'm getting excited about it, because I'm telling you, if I was balling again and I was young and I was 16, 17, 18, 19, just like some of you guys watching, I'm thinking to myself, this is my time. If you're still here, that means you want to take your football career seriously. And every aspiring player needs to build a plan, a blueprint. And that is why we created our Footballer's Guide for players just like you. Head to the link in the description, buy our ebook, and start taking control of your blueprint today. Oh, and one more thing. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Love.